Google's got smart glasses coming, a bunch of them, and they're coming in the fall. How many? How much do they cost? Well, I can tell you how many. I just can't tell you how much they cost yet because Google has not announced that. But here at Google I/O, I got to look at the latest demos for both everyday eyewear that are also smart glasses, ones that have displays in them, and ones that are like a shrunken down mixed reality headset that you carry in your pocket. Let me explain. First of all, Warby Parker and General Monster are making Google and Samsung made smart glasses. We knew about this already. What we didn't know is the launch window. It's going to be the fall. And we also still don't know the specific name of the product line. They're called intelligent eyewear. But according to Google and Samsung, they're going to let individual manufacturers come up with the names for what those products are. So stay tuned. It's interesting that there's no specific name like Google Glass, but Android XR is the name for the whole platform. Samsung will tell more at Unpacked, which is coming up in July, and I'm just curious what they're going to be named and if people will be able to follow the thread of that. What I did get to see are demos on prototype glasses, which looked even better than the last time I checked them out. What's really impressive is that, first of all, this is using Gemini that you're already running on your phone, which means that you can tap into a lot of the similar apps. First of all, you could connect with Google Keep or Google Calendar. I asked it about World Cup games and then added the games to Google Calendar so you could just tap into the apps you're already using.
I've saved all of Bosnia's World Cup games to your calendar.
Also, it triangulates with your phone and your watch. So if you take photos on the glasses, you can then see it on your wrist, which is something I haven't seen in other glasses. It can basically act like a viewfinder. I'm really curious about that. Then they showed me again how you could generate photos using tools like Nano Banana, the latest model. I challenged it by asking it to create the room that I was in, but generate it like a David Lynch film with 1930s cartoon characters all eating sushi, and it did it, except it wasn't the people in the room. It was like additional cartoon characters eating sushi with like a Twin Peaks floor. But I saw a preview of that photo in the glasses that it also popped up on the watch and on the phone because it's all one interconnected system. It's not a separate app. It's part of the whole Gemini Android experience. These glasses can do automatic translation. You don't have to set up the language in advance. So I listened to Portuguese spoken by someone who was Brazilian in the room. The glasses recognized that the speaker was Brazilian. It played back the captions and also matched the intonation, attempted to, of the speaker. And that also happened when someone in the room spoke French, and I listened to it and got a slightly delayed audio playback of that.
Habitant en Canada avec ma mère et mon chat.
Because I lived in Canada with my mother and my cat.
All right.
Wow, that's cool. Now, I've heard things like that before with preloaded language sets, but this is automatically recognizing and translating into Google's existing, dozens long set of supported languages. I also noticed that it can even explain how to play a game. I sat down and played Chinese checkers, and it started to play the game with me, looking at possible moves as I was playing. And another thing I really love, which is dual display glasses. I looked at one of those with 3D interfaces, but that's not going to be coming until at least 2027, maybe later. Now, it's almost like augmented reality. You can bring up 3D images on the display glasses, and by tilting your head and turning your head from side to side, it uses the motion sensors, allows you to look around the object. Now, it's not the same as tracking the room around you like a mixed reality headset, but it's pretty close, and it gets along the path of where Samsung and Google are heading. But the thing that also really blew my mind is something called Project Aura, which I wasn't able to show in photos and videos before, but now I got to show you. It's Xreal's pair of new glasses that are display glasses that also work with a little processor puck that's basically like a phone, but not a phone, that runs a chipset that runs Android XR. Last year, Samsung Galaxy XR was like an Apple Vision Pro competitor, big headset. This is just a pair of glasses and that little processor, and it does the same thing. These glasses also have a 70-degree field of view, which is bigger than other display glasses, smaller than a VR headset, but it's really good, and I don't really miss the extra field of view. It looks good enough. Now, what do you run on these? Again, you could connect with a Steam Deck, and you could connect your phone or a laptop, daisy chain it in. I played games on a Steam Deck and then brought up a YouTube browser via the little processor puck and played tutorial videos alongside Hollow Knight. So you could bring up other windows and run other apps, or even have Gemini analyze what you're doing on the Steam Deck and give you game advice or whatever, or you could plug in your iPhone and have Gemini access things on it. It's pretty wild, and yes, it's developer focused, but it's also just a mainstream product if you pay however much it's going to cost, which we don't know. One other thing that's amazing is you could vibe code on it. Now, I saw some demos of how you could use this to create vibe-coded experiences using Google's tools and run AR experiences right on the glasses. There was a vibe-coded version of an old VR experience called Tilt Brush where you could draw, except this was just created in a matter of days. And I also looked at experiences created in apparently just hours that were Gemini-based apps. One of them involved me just pinching on things in the environment and bringing up molecules that were representative of what that material was, and then having a conversation with the molecule, like a cartoon. Another one was where I drew musical notes and created these little arcs of sound, and then it generated a musical experience from that.
You gave the notes.
Oh, this is so cool. Yeah. That's something I would actually have fun playing with, and this was just created as a demo. The idea is that people could start using this to build apps towards AR glasses that might run with your phone at some point. So that's the story of what's going on. There's also the question of privacy. Do you even trust using one of these things? Do you feel comfortable wearing glasses in public? Google's acknowledging that that's a hurdle, and they're going to talk about that more apparently at a fall event. Also, I hope to hear about more things like how Gemini Health on the new Fitbit connects with it. Possible that'll happen down the road. It's one of the more interesting developments in glasses, and compared to what Meta's been doing, Google has a lot more tools to make it happen. If you have any more questions, let me know down below, and we're going to be looking at a whole bunch of stuff here at Google I/O. Thanks for watching.